After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 386. Today is Saturday, January 25th, 2020, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. We're glad to have you with us. If you are new, welcome. We hope you find something that you enjoy and that you'll stay with us. If you are returning, we are always glad to see you back. And if you are in the shadows, either new or returning, please feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the little bell so you get notifications. And maybe you might want to consider joining our PHN home, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums, forums, all one word, .net. Okay? And that's where all the alongs and camaraderie and all that kind of stuff happen. The prizes, all that kind of stuff happens there. Okay? We do have a few new members. We have Chronically Crochet. Hello, Chronically Crochet. It's good to see you. We've mentioned her podcast last week. Love her podcast. She has a new one up. Ben 1. Welcome, Ben 1. We're glad to have you with us. And Simply Homespun Yarn. We're glad to have you with us as well. I know that I follow her on Instagram and her daughter. I'm not sure if it's her or her daughter who has joined us, or maybe both on the same account. We're glad to have you with us regardless.
Welcome everybody.
Welcome everybody, okay? We're just drinking water today. We got a super late start this
and I'm
morning.
overheated today, so I really didn't want to add hot tea to that.
I may have ordered the new limited edition Plum Deluxe tea. I think it's called, is it called Captain Picard?
Is it just called Picard?
It might be called Picard. Anyway, I ordered that.
Or it might be called Earl Grey Hot.
I think it has Picard in it.
Okay.
It's to celebrate the inaugural show, the inaugural episode of the new series Picard. So we don't have television. We do have television, but we don't watch it. So we probably won't see much of it. But I like Star Trek and I like Picard, so that'll be fun. We'll have to see how the tea is. Andy does great stuff with tea.
Oh yeah,
and it's Earl Grey. I think it's Earl Grey with.
Well, it has
nuts.
to be Earl Grey.
It's Earl Grey with I think with some kind of nut. I forget what kind.
Because I mean, you can't not have it be Earl Grey and have it be
it has to be
Picard.
Earl Grey hot.
I mean, just like if you did something for Diana.
It has to be chocolate.
It has to be chocolate.
Yes,
Usually I think she did hot chocolate.
Yeah, or chocolate. She has a chocolate mousse, whatever it is.
She's chocolate.
She's all chocolate.
So
yeah, yes. Already we're on tangents. Okay.
I can't think of anything that Will particularly likes to eat.
No, there was something that one of the other characters really liked, but I forget what it was.
Worf likes prune juice.
Prune juice?
It reminded him of a Klingon drink.
Okay then, prune juice. All right. Who knew? Okay. All right. I do want to give one last reminder to the one prize that has not been claimed. Everybody has gone out except for the 2 box prizes. I believe it was Stephanie who got one and Jodiah who got the other one. I finally found boxes, so I hope to get them out this coming week.
So the one I gave you did work?
It does work. It's got a little space to it, but not as much as those huge boxes.
Okay, good.
So they will be going out as soon as I can pack them up. The one member who has not claimed it is the one who won the skein of yarn from my shop. You have till January 31st to claim that prize. That's Should, S-H-O-U-L-D. She won that prize. It was a secondary prize because I couldn't afford to send the mega box out to her, and so I want to make it something comparable, so she can choose anything in my shop, one of anything, including the sock sets.
So should or S hold, however you...
Yeah, so however you say your name.
I figure if we say it a couple different ways, she should be able to hear it.
I guess we can say her name because it's only a first name. It's not a last name. Her name is...
I know some people don't feel comfortable with that.
Okay, well, should. SHOULD. Okay.
Yeah. S hold. I mean, I know some people don't feel comfortable with it.
I don't think a first name would be a problem unless you have an unusual first name.
Yeah.
But anyway, we don't want to invade her privacy that way. So if she will contact me and tell me what yarn she wants from the shop, including the sock sets, the only ones that are not available are the mystery skeins. Okay. But the anything else in the shop she can choose from and have either a sock set or a regular skein or whatever she wants. She has till January 31st to contact me. After that, then, you know, it goes back in the shop. Okay? Or stays in the shop. Okay, I'm not going to go through my charities at the moment. I'm going to wait till we hit the charity along.
Okay.
Let me see here. So that'll bring us right into what's happening in our groups. We have the PHN Ready Set Go Cal Cal Lal 2020, or as our co-hosts call it, the Ready Set Go Mal.
Because Mal's
bad. Make along, okay? And our lovely co-hosts are the four ladies from Cozy Up Knits: Jamie, Sarah, Chrissy, and Katie. So and
we aren't just saying Mal, for people who are new to the podcast, we aren't just saying Mal is bad because we're saying that their make-along is bad. It's a Firefly reference.
It's our make-along, and they're co-hosting.
But still, you know, we aren't saying...
But they are saying it's Mal.
Right.
They are not saying that our make-along together is bad. Okay?
We're just referencing Firefly, and that's the only way we're able to remember how they
say it. It's pretty funny. They're funny. They're great. And if you don't watch Cozy Up Knits, you really should. Because they have a ton of things. I was listening to them as I was getting ready this morning, and they just have a ton of things going on. I mean, I don't know how they keep all that energy going. Oh my gosh, they're just all over the place. Amazing. Okay, anyway, the Ready Set Go Cal Cal Lao started January 1st, and it goes until March 30th, right? 3 days has September 31st, March 31st. Okay, and in this particular along, we do not allow any whips that have been started before January 1st. If you start a project January 1st, you can post your whips, 1 whip per project per week, but no projects that have already been started, okay? Because this is a make all the things, all right? For the month of January only, so you have about a little less than a week to have your frog projects count for a chance at a prize. In order for your frog projects to count for a prize, you need to show the project before it's frogged and then the frog project in the same post, okay? And then you have a chance at a prize for that. Once January is over, it's only, you know, your projects that you're working on, okay? Chatter and pictures all on the same thread. Whatever you decide to knit, loom knit, or crochet is acceptable. But if you use 50 yards or less, please pair it with another project, okay? 1 whip per project per week, the FO whenever it's finished. We do have prizes, okay? And no, I don't have them with me. I'll do it in February.
Yeah, it's a February thing. In February, I just checked a second ago. We've got a leap year. That's where we have the extra day, right?
Oh, okay, good.
So,
okay. Yes. Sorry. That was rude. Okay, sorry.
It was a story.
It's a story reference.
Reference something that we're working together.
Yeah, sorry. That made me giggle.
But it had to be said.
Yeah. Okay. So, sorry guys. It makes me giggle. The FO whenever it's completed. Okay, we do have prizes. Any Franciscan Gypsy Designs FO, any Lady Furnicle Creations shawl pattern FO, any Cozy Up Knits Design FO is eligible for 2 chances at a prize. Any Lady Furnicle Creations yarn FO is eligible for 2 chances at a prize. And I'm trying to think. Laura is in the other one, not in this one. Okay. So, and if you marry my yarn with their patterns, or my pattern, then you get 3 chances at a prize. But you are responsible for your own multiple postings. And we have great people. They do their own multiple postings and tell us why and all kinds of stuff because we have awesome people in our group. I don't know if the Cozy Up Knits group's rules are exactly the same. You'll have to check. I know that they are following our, start all the things, but they might have slightly different rules. So you have to check and see, okay? Let's see here. Our hashtag is hashtag PHN Ready Set Go 2020 on Instagram. Cozy Up Knits is hashtag Cozy Up Knits Ready Set Go Mal. Okay?
I need to start posting some things and tagging using our tag.
I do too. I've done some for the Ready Set Go. I haven't been really consistent. So I have to put some in Cozy Up Knits. So because I might not be able to win in this one, but I think I can win over there. So
do they count their Instagram or what do they?
I think they do count their Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know we don't. We just like to have that.
We like to have and there may be a time when we do. There may be a time where I say, okay, I have an extra skein of yarn in my shop, and I'm just going to pull from Instagram. So
And do you know how to look at tags? You can look up tags. Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's actually not hard to do it.
That's just all the pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to create numbers.
Yeah, that's no biggie. Okay. Now for the PHN Charity Cal Lao 2020. I have 2019 on here, but it's 2020. That's a whole year long. It started January 1st, and it's basically the same rules except this is charity related. It has replaced our Tea and Tails this year, and anything that's charity is going to be accepted. If it's a baby item, it gets 2 chances at a prize. If it is a Franciscan Gypsy's design pattern or a Laura concert, was it yarn or pattern? I can't remember. You know what? If it's Laura concert yarn or pattern, it's eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the.
It probably is yarn because I don't even want to say because you could give toys for.
Well, she has shawls
Too,
and hats.
That's true.
So okay. So for our PHN charity Cal Lao, the featured patterns are my pattern, Talia's patterns, my yarn, and Laura's yarn and patterns for 2 chances at a prize and for the FO. And if you put the yarn and the pattern together, then that's 3 chances at a prize, okay? This is where I'm going to mention the charity stuff. We will accept overflow charity stuff, or you don't know what to do with it, for the pregnancy center or Evan's home. That's and our contact again for that is Gracie's mom, 62. That's Laura from Knitter's Magic in Winchester. Wonderful place over there. And then we have we also accept for the pregnancy center in Front Royal here. Brittany is accepting charity things, especially dishcloths, and the dishcloths up until February, I think it's 24th, has 2 chances at a prize as long as you get them to her on time to get to her church's collection. And so
what time needs to be the prize?
24th.
Okay.
It has to be.
February.
She has to be able to deliver it, so it has to be to her earlier. And then and I know that Laura is also. I think she's collecting for Brittany. If you don't know how to get it to Brittany, so that's Laura Concert, Crochet and Houvian. So those will have for us. Brittany's dishcloths will get 2 chances at a prize for the finished objects until the due date. All right. And when WIP per project per week, post the FO whenever it is. Oh, I forgot to mention. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the Amelia project, which is the NICU, the NICU stuff. And Kim accepts all kinds of things, not just NICU, but NICU is the closest to her heart, I think. So we have all those things that you can use for your charity projects if you don't know where you want to send them. We don't care where they go. We're happy to help. Our pregnancy center is always looking for things. I know Brittany's always looking for things. Evan's home is always looking for things. I'm sure that Kim is always looking for things. So whatever you want to do, great. Okay, and you can get a chance for prizes for doing it. Let me see here. We do have prizes for that, and I'm adding to those as I see what I've got in terms of. This is going to be quarterly draws, and I'm not sure how many prizes will be each quarter. I'll just have to see what we have. We have a pattern that was donated by Looney Hiker. She's very generous. That's Pat. And her patterns can be found on Lovecrafts or Ravelry if you want to take a look at them. We have a knit baby book and a knit baby book set. A book, like it's a book and a lay-up blanket kind of book, pamphlet kind of thing. Okay? So that's that. Okay? Now, I already did the charity, so I have to go back to that. I guess that brings us into rough drafts.
I know you have more than me, but let's do a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I have 8. Okay.
So you go twice.
Yeah. Okay.
Twice.
Twice. Okay. My first one you haven't seen in a while. This is in my Mama C. Al's bag, which I absolutely love. I went crazy for this bag, and Mama C made it for me. We traded, and I love this. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this is my September the Baby Turtle from the Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle project by Talia. And I'm using a 3.5mm E-hook and Dragonfly Fibers Traveler in the sheaf colorway, Marigold Gin DK in the fresh colorway, and Madeline Tosh DK in the liquid gold. So I stopped because I have to start stuffing it, and I didn't have the stuffing.
This is really pretty.
Yes, it is. That's Marigold Gin. And she's no longer selling yarn, which
Are you
makes
sure
me
it's Marigold Gin, not Matt Tosh?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Marigold Gin is the fresh,
Oh, okay.
and this is Dragonfly Fibers on the top, and this here is the Mad Tosh.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I gave you the Matt Tosh.
Yep. So it's going to be pretty, and when I'm done with it, I'm intending to do the top again in the same, but this is going to be gold, so I'll be flipping the colors. I want to have twins. So that's that. And I like Talia's patterns. I made a couple, I think I made several actually biddies.
Yeah, I think you have.
I'm not sure which one I made more, Biddy or York.
Oh, you've definitely made more York, but you've made a decent amount of biddies too,
Yeah.
and a decent amount of the kitty.
Patches, yeah.
Not
That's not
patches.
patches, it's
Brat.
Brat, but I always call them patches. so that's that. That's okay. Brat's used to that kind of stuff. The other one is in my, let's see here, my Bookworm Caterpillar bag by the wonderful Anne Brody from Silver Shed USA. Anne is awesome. And I did about 3 rows on this yesterday. It's still like it's 7 or 8 inches. But it stretches. It's like an accordion. I like this a lot. It's a very simple, relaxing knit. It just takes forever. I guess it would help if I maybe worked on it more.
Yeah, probably.
But
that's something that kind of smushes in anyway.
yeah. So, but I don't know. When they say the inches, I don't think it's pulled out.
No, it isn't. Which is why it's making your length
Right.
take
Because
so
this is
long.
just essentially ribbing.
Yeah.
And I think I'm supposed to sew a seam, but I'm not sure I quite understand the pattern. So
So I guess when you get there, you'll figure it out.
well, when I get there, I'll figure it out. If I still can't figure it out, Taya's brain works better with patterns than mine do. Mine does. So I might ask her to take a look
You
at
need
it.
to put your hook back
Oh,
in your
thanks.
biddy. And for people, I know we have a couple people who follow us who are purely crocheters. If you're
crocheting.
wrong bag, Mom.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It goes in the owl bag.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Chronically Crocheting does a lot of crochet. She does all crochet.
So, I just wanted to emphasize when we have a crochet project, Mom does more crochet than I do at this moment. Right now, I haven't yet figured out crochet. For me, I have to look at it a lot closer because I can knit and not even look at it, or only glance at it. Crochet, I feel like I have to look at it a little bit more, and I can't bend my neck. So
Right.
I'm yet to figure out how much
Can you
more.
use those glasses for it?
I use them at a minimum because I can't glance up at a pattern.
Right.
So I'll figure out something if I decide I still really want to do crochet that much.
Right.
I decide if it's worth it for me. But Mom does do a lot of crochet, and the biddy is actually my pattern. But I did not stall enough as I hoped to finish this. Let me just swirl my show notes around.
It is cold out here. I know that the Cozy Up Knit girls were saying that it's like -10 or something. I don't know if they're Celsius.
They might be Celsius.
I don't know if they're Celsius or Fahrenheit, but it's still cold.
Yeah.
And one of the girls was saying that in the car it said -10 or -9. So,
I'm actually not sure if Canada is Celsius or Fahrenheit.
I don't know. Jamie, I know you sometimes watch. Are you guys on Celsius?
And as hold.
As hold, yes. Yes, are you guys on Celsius?
So, in my...
Our Canadian viewers.
Yes. Silver Shed USA Tree Frogs bag.
Yep.
This is my oldest bag, I believe, right? No, wait.
No.
Kitties and News is first.
Yeah.
But that's second oldest. This is...
It's not your oldest bag. I got you some bags that were not Silver Shed.
No, my oldest Silver Shed.
Oh, Silver Shed. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My oldest Silver Shed is Kitties in the News, and then I think it might be the Tree Frogs. But
For a while they were buying so many bags, I can't remember when they came in.
but this one is a pretty old one. Because when I got the older ones, I was still getting the strap with it.
Right.
And after a while, I just stopped getting the strap because I just used to lose the strap anyway.
Right.
So, anyway, this is, I have successful stalled.
Waffled.
Let me
You
just
have waffled.
cross out this row so I don't get confused. This is Buttercups and Bluebells Field, and this is my On the Forest Floor by Simone
Why
Caritz.
did you just call it a field of buttercups and bluebells?
'Cause
So awkward the way you say it.
it's awkward the way you say it.
It's awkward when anyone says it.
There we go. Reference.
Reference. And it was a misquote, but it was reference.
Yeah. Well, reference doesn't necessarily mean that it's completely correctly
Right.
quoted. It's just referred to.
Right.
And it was enough that both of us got it.
It was a homage.
Isn't it pronounced homage? You don't pronounce the H.
I don't care. I'm a writer. I can do that.
Although I think in Britain you might pronounce the H.
Yeah. I guess it depends.
Well, do they say honor? No, they say honor, not the honor.
I don't know. I know on My Fair Lady, which I'm not sure that's the correct thing to look at for British accents, they were practicing the H's because she dropped her H's. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe that's a regional thing.
Yeah.
A dialect.
Anyway. So, this is Miss Babs Yowza. This is Squash Blossom. But I have more of it. I know, I don't know why I was forgetting for it. I have more of it left than I thought. But it's good to know that there's minis that Miss Babs sells that are like 200 yards. Mm-hmm. They're less expensive. If I needed more Miss Babs for color work of this colorway, I could get it.
Yeah.
Then this here is Dragon's Flight, the green. And then the blue is Inkwell. So yeah, this got some work on it. It's made to match a colorwork hat that, one of the first major colorwork hats. Actually, I think it was the first major colorwork hat that I had knit. So this was made to match that. So I'll wear those together. I actually reblocked that hat recently. Mm-hmm. So that way I could have it more as a tam.
Right.
Which is how I tend to prefer wearing hats right now. Honestly, because it looks less stupid when you're wearing a neck brace.
Oh dear. Vanity is everything. Okay. In my Knitting's My Bag, I call it Monet, but it's actually Sarah bag. Is my, you haven't seen this in a while either. This is it's Elementary, my Dear Watson, from the Elementary Wrap pattern by Pearl Soho. And this is using Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein in the Slate colorway. This is the one that I go to, like
yes,
Maya
it
does.
is.
And it's really curling because it's essentially stockinette. But I did a few rows on this, and you can't see it very well because it keeps curling. But I love this color because it has like shades of like purple in it or something. It's not a straight gray.
No, it has an undertone.
And it's really, really pretty. Mm-hmm. Kind of a purpley, bluey gray. And it's nice because I just have to pay attention like to the first couple of rows. Not the first couple of rows, the first couple of stitches. And then it's basically stockinette. So it's really nice. And it's going to be a super kind of comfortable, it's a stole kind of thing, or a reader's wrap. You can see it's going to be fairly, let me see here.
But you need to make sure that it gets warm while you're reading Sherlock Holmes.
Yes. See,
even though he never does actually tell Watson, Elementary, my dear Watson, in the books.
No, he doesn't, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, I'm having fun with this. I had forgotten I had it. I was looking for something to bring to Talia's first, no. I think I was just looking for something to bring to your appointment yesterday.
You worked on that, last week.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Okay.
Or maybe I did.
You worked on one of your Watson patterns.
Maybe I did.
Because we had a conversation about the scarf.
No, I know we had a conversation about the scarf, but I don't know if I brought this out or not. Because I forget why we were talking about, like, classic books and the scarves and all. I don't remember why we were talking about it. I don't know that I actually worked this. I might have. I can't remember that far back. Don't ask me to remember. I can barely remember yesterday. So anyway, this is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. I have a couple of skeins of this. I have nearly a full skein here and a full skein that's not even caked up yet in here. I do love this color. It's really pretty. Because it's not just a straight, drab kind of gray.
Right.
How many do you have left?
You have to do one more.
How many do you have left?
I have... Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I have 5 left too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're supposed to go twice, because then I can finish my row.
Well, that's not my problem. That's your problem.
You're supposed to go twice.
No.
Remember, we said twice.
You said twice.
No, you said twice as well.
We
repeated it.
I just copied
you. You agreed.
I did not agree.
You did so agree.
I did not.
We said twice.
I said twice. That doesn't mean I agreed with you.
Twice.
Why did I put this here?
Because twice.
No. Why did I put that there? That doesn't belong there. All right. She's being a brat, so I'll go. She really is.
Twice.
I don't care. Twice, saying it 50,000 times doesn't mean I need to go twice. All right. Let's see. My next one. Okay. In my Universal Studios bag. This is actually a really nice bag. Usually when you go to some of these amusement parks and stuff, you don't really get nice stuff.
This
is a really nice, sturdy canvas bag. It's got Universal logo.
Do you ever
on
use
it.
the pocket in front?
There's not a pocket in front.
Oh, there isn't? It looked like there was.
No.
I guess it's not. Oh.
No, there's no pocket in front.
I thought they had a
It's a really sturdy bag, and I really like it. Is my Ninja Turtle Baby Blanket project from the Ninja Turtle Baby Blanket by Lisa Vanilla. Okay. And Raph has made...
Vanilla is actually her last name,
I don't
or
know.
if that's just a...
We talked about that a while back.
Did we?
Yep. Raph has made his appearance. He is gratified to have made his appearance.
That's really stark. You know, you go from the red and the blue, it's like, oh, okay, kind of goes, and you go, red!
Red, yes.
Green and the blue, I mean, sorry, goes together, and it's like red.
So I will be doing this for another few rows, and then I'll go back to the green, and then it will be Donnie's turn, which is purple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then back to the green, and then it will go to Mikey, which is orange.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to put the eyes on it.
Do you have the eyes? Oh, no, you have to
make them. And this is, the blanket is not difficult, really. I have to weave in ends. You can see I've got ends all over the place. No, I'm not doing fringe. I had to laugh. Sarah of Cozy Up Knits loves fringe, apparently. So I had to laugh. Every time I hear fringe, I think of Sarah. She likes fringes and tassels and pom-poms.
Kay does, too.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those things. But so this is coming along, and this will probably either go on the table or to Evan's house. I'm not sure. I think it's a little too big for a baby blanket.
Evan's home.
Evan's home, yes. All right. So it's coming along. There. Okay. Hopefully I'll have the red finished by the time I see you next week.
That's quite a bit of progress, though, because you've been on the green for a while.
Yeah. I only did a row and a half. I must have worked on it before because, during the week sometime, I don't remember, because I brought this to the doctor's office. I worked on almost everything that I brought with me. My hands started hurting with the weather coming in, so I stopped.
Yeah.
When I got to the project I had already worked on quite a bit, so
Okay, very sorry.
And this is just nitpicks yarn. Not just,
Bravo.
but Bravo. I
Because
like.
you do have to specify which nitpicks
You do.
they have.
You do.
A lot of yarn.
They have a great selection at Nitpicks. I'm a very big fan of Nitpicks.
And Mom, their pattern library is pretty nice.
Yeah, it is.
So, in my Cloverbird USA TARDIS Bigger on the Inside bag, this is an old bag. This is one of the last ones. No, maybe not one of the last ones I got.
Cloverbird?
Yeah. The last one I got from her was the big Kissing Bunnies
Yes,
one.
it was.
Because that was, she had started doing that sweater size one. Because she wasn't doing that for very long.
That's the same time I got my pink teapots, my pink and purple teapot bag.
Oh, is that a sweater one too?
Yes.
Because she didn't do them for very long.
No.
Because after that she ended up stopping her business.
Yeah. Because she moved and
Stuff.
it was the shipping was too hard from Hawaii.
So this is the Bonfire Wrap. It's a Dobbinwood
Boy, you made a lot of
pattern
progress.
by K.F. Jones.
Look at the progress.
It's not. I don't think so much progress from last time. I did a few rows at least.
It's really pretty.
This is Miss Babs Yazoo. Oh, I need to mark off my row because I figured out how many stitches would equal an inch. How many rows would equal an inch. So
Do you still measure it though, right?
I'll measure at the end.
Yeah.
I have one more row, and then I can split
Just
for the
one
front.
more row. Just one more row.
Because it seems like it lasts forever. So when you mark it off, at least you're not measuring every few rows.
Right.
You just measure when you hit the end.
I really like this.
Oh yeah, that is Dragonfly, and I'm not even sure the colorway because it came in a kit that was supposed to be a fade for sweater.
Well, I like the way it works with the pattern though.
Oh yes, I do too. And the next one will be a little more orange.
Right.
For the fronts. But I'm looking forward to having this. It really goes with my tendency to wear orange, particularly on my days off. I tend to wear my browns.
Yeah, she does have other clothes, believe it or not.
It's just that this is so comfortable.
She does have
This
other
jersey that I tend to wear it in my Browns pants that my dad gave me when I'm just hanging around the house. It doesn't bother my neck to put it on, and
Hopefully you'll be able to wear other things after a while, but...
well, I mean, when I'm around the house, I don't care so much. It's just comfy.
Yeah, but I don't want company to see you like that all the time.
Well, if company's here, it change.
That's what I said.
But by myself on the weekend,
She's
like
sloppy.
this weekend when
Sloppy.
we're not going
Sloppy.
anywhere. But yes, this is very Brownsish. I'm very close to splitting for the fronts. I need to block my blue one once this is done.
I have to give her my shawl because she has to finish my gift by blocking it.
Yeah. So there we go. That is that.
I wear the mitts all the time, but I don't want to wear the shawl till it's blocked. Because it doesn't stand my shoulders yet. It's a little small, so...
Right. I mean, there are points where shawls are going to fall off your shoulders regardless.
Oh, absolutely, but it doesn't come around like yours does.
Right.
So,
That is all about that.
Okay, my next one is in my Kiki Boo Bags Holiday Owls bag is my yet-to-be-named preemie hat. And this is going to probably go to Kim. She's such a sweetheart. She said, don't worry, you'll get to it. So here it is. I made some progress. I made the progress at the doctor's office. You guys probably recognize this as one of my favorite Hobby Lobby stripes. I made a bank head out of this, I believe. Was it this one I made the bank head out
Oh,
of?
I have no idea, Mom. I
This
can
color?
barely keep track of my own projects, let alone yours.
It's hard to tell what the colors are because it's all balled up like this. It was falling in on itself, so I had to wind it up. And this is just on the Cindy Wood loom, and I can't read anymore what it says on the back here in terms of, it just says sock. But I'm using it for the preemie hat. I'm using a regular worsted weight, and it makes a nice weight for the baby hat. So that's that.
Okay, so, in my,
I don't know why I'm so thirsty.
hang on, things in my bag, autism bag, is, I don't think I worked on this very much, Christmas Bird by Arn and Carlos.
Oh, right.
This is the ornament. Yeah, I think I barely worked on this. I may have worked on a little bit more than I thought. I don't think I was quite this far last time. Can't remember.
That's pretty.
So, I mean, it's building slowly.
Still reminds me of mustard and ketchup.
Well, the gold is an unknown color. Brittany gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the red is Dragonfly Fibers airport hot sauce.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of this. I've been using a lot of it for color work. So it'll last me quite a while.
I hope that the people who took over Dragonfly Fibers, I don't know if the name's going to remain the same. I hope they do continue to do rodeo, because I want to get that.
It's a pretty color. I don't have a lot of rodeo left. So I'm trying to make it last. Whereas I have a ton of the airport hot sauce because I got a sweater's worth. So that's one of the nice things about when you yank out a sweater.
Right.
You suddenly have a lot of that for things like color work.
Well, I was kind of sad because I think they had rodeo when we went to the Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival, but I thought I wanted the hot sauce, so I was going to wait. And turns out I do like the rodeo better than the hot sauce. So, you know, hopefully I can find it. Okay. Let's see.
I think you had to see it in a project together, which is what you did see that when I did. I think it was Dad's stocking.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I had rodeo and airport hot sauce in the same projects. I had that. I had the green I had picked up when we picked up from Dragonfly.
Right.
I had, I think, your
Bare Necessities.
No, I didn't have Bare Necessities. It was either Bare Necessities or it was antique or old.
Oh, right. That's right.
I think
That's
it was antique.
It was antique, yeah.
It was mostly Dragonfly. And then it had the bright green, which was Heidi's yarn.
That Heidi's Undead
yarn. And I forget the name of that colorway, but
somebody told us it was like...
I don't know if that was the zombie one or not, if it was a different one.
Okay.
Because it had a couple of bright greens. I don't think it was the zombie, but it could have been.
It didn't have any black in it.
Yeah. I think it was more of the... it might have been Hershire.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I did that one shawl in that color. It was a Shire. Okay. My next one is in my Ploverbird. Yes, Ploverbird medium-sized teapots and tea kettle bags. It is teapots and tea kettles. I don't care. At least some of them are. Is my Perfectly Reckless...
That one's definitely a teapot there.
Yes. Perfectly Reckless cowl. Actually, I'm not sure if it's going to be a cowl or a scarf, but I'm working off the assumption it's a cowl. So I made some progress on this. You know, these are big stitches, and it's crochet. So it's moving along fairly quickly. And this is by Sarah Sweetheart. I don't know how many projects I have now by her pattern.
Yeah, once we got off of Ravelry, it became harder to track how many we have of the same.
I'm sure I've gotten close to 30 or
because I'm not very good about keeping up with my pattern pages now on Lovecrafts.
I have it on my show notes.
Yeah.
And that's, so if I look at my show notes, I can see what I've done. But I'm really bad. I haven't even done it in my files like I intended to do.
No.
I have to go back and maybe do that again. Maybe that'll be a resolution. But anyway, so here it is. I think I did, maybe about that much, maybe a little more from here to here. But this is fun. It's moving along. And I've got two skeins of this yarn, but I think they're two partial skeins. I have this much of this skein, which will be gone pretty soon. And then I have this, which is also a partial skein. You were asking me what I had this for, Ty, and I think I also had that you were going to make me socks with this.
I did make you socks.
With this?
But I had my own.
Okay.
I made myself a pair, and I made you a pair. Oh, I might have used yours.
Yeah.
But I did make a pair for you.
I know it's upstairs.
Yeah. I kept it all one color, whereas for mine, I did my first time I did heels and toes, and I did the heel in a really weird way.
Right. So this is fun. I always enjoy this project, as evidenced by the fact that I have finished things in it. The minute I finish something, I put another one on the hook. So, and I've had a couple on the hook together. I just really like this pattern. It's very intuitive, and as long as my hand cooperates, it is easy for me to do.
Right.
So, don't worry too much about it.
Okay, so the next one is in my Silver Shed USA Peanuts Christmas. This is Davina's Blue Christmas, and the pattern is based off of Christmas Stocking Timeless Christmas by Pattern Duchess. The whole pattern is the same. I just changed out a couple of charts to match what Davina wanted. And I'm using Mom's yarn, Lady Franco Creations. I don't know if you named any of these.
Oh, I exploded the Blue Christmas.
Yeah, I mean it's basically Blue Christmas, but the silver is a sparkle.
Mm-hmm.
So
the silver's actually Silver Bells. That one I do know.
But this got some work. I wanted to get a little bit more on before I showed you, but I didn't. I got distracted. Ouch! My DPN hit me in the foot.
That wasn't very nice of it.
So I turned the heel.
It's looking really pretty.
I did have to adjust the pattern a little bit from where they wanted me to turn the heel, because where they wanted me to turn the heel, I would have ended up with a heel with a dog back here, and I didn't want the dog in the back of my. I wanted the dog facing like this on the side.
Right.
So,
it's just gonna be a little longer.
Oh, it doesn't change if it's longer or not. I just changed it where the heel is.
Oh, okay.
But it's still gonna be longer because I have a couple charts that are longer. This one's longer than the chart that they had on there. And then I have another chart. I'll probably actually face it this way because it's kind of like that.
That looks really pretty.
And I'm just starting the small dogs chart. I'll have them going one direction on the first chart, then I have a bunch of snowflakes on the next chart, and then the dogs going the other direction
right
on the other bottom. Then I'll be headed into the toe. So
she'll really like that.
And it's going to continue the alternating. So this is the silver with the dark blue again, but then the middle one will be the dark blue with the silver with the snowflakes, and then the dogs again will be silver with the dark blue. So it keeps up that theme. And then I'll end with the toe in this light blue.
Very pretty.
But yeah, I really like how it's turning out. I think Davina will like it. I'm going to make sure I block this on the soft blocker. Hopefully it'll stretch it a little bit, because it is a bit small, and it was actually calling for heavier weight yarn than what I had. But I think it's about as wide as Mom's.
And mine's very narrow. So, I actually was only able to get a couple things in there, and I put the rest on top of it.
I might have to block yours with the soft blocker and see if that helps. But I'll try it with Davina's first. And if it helps Davina's, then I'll try it with yours. But it worked. I am enjoying it better than I would have the pattern I initially chosen for her, and I think she's going to really like the end result because she has doggies on it.
Yeah, she got to pick what she wanted, so that's cool.
Yeah, and that comes from a Scandinavian chart book that I have. Had Davina scan it to me for me so I could have it on my Kindle, because that's where I work my charts off of, is off my Kindle.
Okay, now my next one is in my Knitting's My Bag, Faith, Hope, and Love sock bag. It's a cute little bag. I really like this bag. I had no idea what I was going to do with this, because at that point I wasn't doing small projects, but I wanted the bag. So,
right, because for a while you did really blankets
and shawls, and scarves and things. So this is, and toys. This has had a little bit of reverse progress because I had, I don't know if I had already taken it out when I showed this last week. This is my So Soft face cloth project from the So Soft face cloth by, what is this by? Just so I didn't put it down. Hold on just a second while I find the first page. Rachie knits. Her name is Rachel, so Rachie, and she's from New Zealand. It's not a hard pattern. It's a great pattern. I just had tried to tink back, and I dropped too many stitches, so I went and I did it over again.
I just want to make a point. If you might want to correct your show notes, it looks like you're suing Hobby Lobby instead of you're using Hobby Lobby.
What?
Oh. She meant to type that she was using Hobby Lobby, but she instead typed that she was suing Hobby Lobby.
I have dyslexic fingers. Okay, so here we go. You can see. I don't know if you can see where the stockinette is starting in there.
Yeah, they can see.
So This
Oh,
is.
you actually didn't see? Oh, I thought seed stitch first. But
I
not.
don't do seed stitch. I don't like seed
I
stitch.
was really proud of you for a second.
I don't like seed stitch very much.
I like the end result. And
I
remember,
do.
My big, that sweater I did, that was the Vivian sweater, the big cabled sweater, green one. That is in between the cables. It's seed stitch. That was my first project with a bunch of seed stitch.
I remember. It's not that I don't like it. I can do it just fine. It's just keeping track of what stitch I did, if I stop or whatever. And I just don't need, I can't bother.
Yolanda Teague, that was the designer.
I can't be bothered with it.
I like seed stitch.
I can't be bothered with such things.
I like the way it looks. I don't mind working it.
I do like the way it looks. I do like the way it feels. I just don't like doing it.
Yeah, it feels really nice.
So there may be a time when a smaller project comes along that I might do some seed stitch, but I don't know if I want
Well,
to
something like a washcloth would be a
Right.
good way to try it, because actually that would be a really good
Right.
texture.
So this, I don't know if I'm keeping this or if it's going to go to charity because it's actually a face cloth. But I suppose you could use it as a washcloth. So that goes in there. Okay.
So it is my turn again. Let me see which one is next for me. Oh, this one's a new one. That is this bag. In my, just want to make sure I put my, where did I put, okay, there it is. In my Silver Shed USA knitting bag, I mean, there's not much else I can call it. There's a bunch of knitting stuff on it.
Yeah. Knit.
This is, I don't have a cutesy name for it. I just went with the pattern name. This is St. Cuthbert's Cap by Linda Moss. And I'm using Miss Babs Yao's in the colorway Obsidian, Dragonfly Fibers in the colorway Airport Hot Sauce, and Lady Fairyco Creations in the colorway Bare Necessities. And I wrote I'm colorway Bare Necessities, so I have no idea what I'm in.
Oh.
There we go. Check.
So I can't fix my show notes. I have to fix it when I go to my computer.
So, this was non-existent last time.
Very good.
I wanted this to match my
Spanish
On the
Dancer?
Forest Floor. Yes, the Spanish Dancer, the black and red one.
Yeah.
Black, red, and gray one. But I didn't want to use gray for this little pop here. You could have
would-
done two colors, but the
Yeah.
gray I think would have been
Too dark.
too dark. So,
And leaving just the two colors I think would have been too dark. Just a little bit of white is good.
um,
Or not white, Bare Necessities. Cream. That's pretty.
the Bare Necessities is basically what it is.
It's cream.
Okay.
I mean, it's by Bare Yarn.
So,
That's really pretty. I like that. That little
it's
pop.
very dark, but so it's the shawl that it's supposed to match. And I'm headed into the next chart, which I believe has a bunch of duckies on it.
Aw.
So, and it's Linda Moss. I enjoy Linda Moss's pattern. I needed to have another Linda Moss on the needles, and I needed one that was a heavier weight. So,
You need to contact her and see if she's got anything else going.
well, I think I checked her. I googled her.
Oh,
and she
I did that
had-
too. She didn't have anything.
She didn't have anything new, but I think I might email her, because I still have her email, and let her see, oh, hey, I finished a few more of your things. If you want to use the pictures, for your pattern pages, feel free, to get her.
I think I would love to have her more well known because she does fantastic.
She does
work.
fantastic work.
Even though I'm not ready to do that kind of color work right now, if I did, I would do her work.
Sorry.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
I apologize, guys. So yeah, I really enjoy her patterns. And this is one that I haven't done before. I need to eventually do one of her squirrel ones. Now those are fingering weights, so I had to go through my fingering weight stash, because my fingering stash isn't quite as I don't have quite as much, and I definitely don't have quite as much that is plain yarn.
I think I have some fingering weight stash that you might be able to use. I have some blue.
Okay.
I don't have a lot anymore because I don't usually pick up fingering
Yeah,
weight.
and the thing is with I'll be looking for things that are not multicolored.
Right, and I don't have a lot.
And
of
usually
them.
when I picked up fingering weight, when we were picking up fingering, it was also when we were like, ooh, look at the pretty, and we didn't necessarily think what we were using it for. And I've kind of trended away from the wilder colors because I like to do color work and matching colors together. That's a little harder when you have a lot of wild colors going on.
And I don't mind things that have, I know when you do mosaic, you can kind of, if you want to get a stained glass effect, you can use some of the colors. And I might do some of that, but I won't do a lot of it. I still like the pretty colors, but I've never.
I kind of like to make my own combinations.
Yeah, and I like them more for hats and accessories and things. You know, I like texture, and I like, you know, not a lot of lace, but some lace, like something like this, and I like cables and things like that. So that doesn't necessarily lend itself to extreme color variations.
No, because it then
excuse me,
can bury the pattern in there.
Right. I need a drink. I'm sorry.
Can't see through this without a drink.
Can't do it. Okay, in my silver shed bag, this is the Woodland Creatures medium bag, I think, and I won this from Turbo Knitter a long time ago. That's Kenneth. And hi Kenneth, if you're watching still. This is my simple. This is new. This is my Simple Simon dishcloth project from the Simon pattern by Ross Rochester. I believe that smells like yarn. And one of the people on in our group was doing it. One of our group members in PHN was doing this in the home group, and I looked at it. I said, I want to do that, and it works up really fast. I hadn't worked on it since the day I started it, but this is how far I got on it.
That did not dissolve as well as I thought it would.
I don't know if you can see the pattern. It's really pretty, and it's not all that difficult. And I actually kind of got gauge on this, which was really nice. I was just out of giggles, you know. It's a face.
Right, because it's a dishcloth.
It's a dishcloth, but it's really pretty. And he only had one more. I thought he had more. So, yeah, this is really pretty. I forget who was doing it. I like the pattern. It's hard to see, but on the camera, but you can definitely feel it. And
It's really pretty.
It's very pretty, and this is I love this cotton. I gotta buy some more cotton yarn. We were gonna try and stop at Hobby Lobby during Talia's appointment, but we couldn't find one close enough, and her PT appointments only last for about an hour. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna order some cotton so I can continue, because I'm trying to make some dishcloths for charity, and it makes me feel good to have something finished.
Right.
So, hopefully it won't take me as long as some of the other things have been taking me.
So that leads on to my next one, my last one, which is also new. So let me go ahead, and I was looking through Knit Picks patterns, just looking at their colorwork stuff. And I have found several awesome patterns, but then this one came up and was a dishcloth. So this is the Byzantine dishcloth pattern by Erika Tchaikovsky. And I just happen to have...
Did you say dishcloth?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I happen to have some... It was a cotton mix yarn.
Was that, what's this name, was it? Flock Personas?
No, I didn't have that anymore.
Yeah, I thought you gave me most of that.
This was like cotton and acrylic. I think it was some Hobby Lobby. And the one I could tell for sure that's what it was. The other one, it just felt like cotton, so I went with it.
As long as they're not using it as a hot pad, they'll be okay.
Yeah. So, this is a free pattern from Knit Picks. And this is for Brittany's thing. Now, Mom, you're going to laugh. It is mosaic.
Oh! She did it! I'll never do mosaic. That's awesome.
Well, honestly, what made me do it is the bread thing that I want to make for Dad. It's a bread cloth. It's edged with mosaic.
I need that pattern.
It's free. It's on Knit Picks.
Okay, you have to tell me what the name is.
It's the Byzantine dishcloth by Erika Tchaikovsky.
Okay.
And it's really simple. I started this last night.
Wow.
Well, I don't find this hard.
Well, it's not hard. Does it have the repeats? You can show me how to do the repeats then.
Repeats are easy. Repeats don't change from any pattern. This is not a repeat, but this is...
Oh, it's just like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
But repeats are easy, Mom.
That's the one. Well, I don't understand how to read it, so you have to show me.
Okay.
But after I finish Smells Like Yarn, I'll do that one.
Thankfully, my colors I happen to have do stand out against each other nicely. They're Brown's colors unintentionally. Because that's just what I happen to have. But yeah, and I didn't want to come and ask you for cotton yarn because I was like, that's going to give it away. I didn't want her to be totally and absolutely surprised that I started.
Shocked.
Shocked. And this is about halfway through.
Shocked that there's gambling here.
So it's more wide than it is tall. If I really wanted to, I could probably do another section of this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think I'll keep it the way it's written right now.
How much more do you have to do again?
About halfway.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
A little more than half. A little less than half.
That's a good size dishcloth.
Oh yeah, it's wide. So.
Are you using size 8s or size 7s?
This is size 6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
that what it called for?
Yeah, that's what it called for. And it calls for the Knit Picks Dishy, which I believe is
I don't like that.
An Aran weight. This is not Dishy.
Yeah. The Dishy, there's nothing wrong with the Dishy. It's just too hard on my hands. It's a good yarn. I can't use it.
This is, at least the orange one is, hold on, I'll tell you what the orange one is. This is, it says it's Baby Bee, but it's really not a baby yarn because it
feels like a worsted. Or maybe a DK?
Well, I think it's a worsted. It's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic.
What's the number on it?
I'm trying to find it. 4.
That's worsted.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely a heavier weight.
Yeah.
I think the brown's probably a little bit lighter, but it's not making a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
The background one is the one that really determines for me the height and everything. But yeah, like I said, mostly wanted to do this so that way I could have practice for when I do that, the bread thing that I want to make. Because there's no way Mom's going to be making that has a bunch of seed stitch all over it. It's a bunch of seed stitching on the edging is mosaic.
But I want the pattern. I want this pattern.
Yeah. So, and it's very simple. I mean, I did half of it last night.
Big yarn, big needles. Well, not big needles, but bigger needles.
So it's about, I think it's 66 rows, and I did a little over 30.
Oh, okay.
So.
Did you work on anything else that day?
Yeah, I only worked on it from the nighttime.
That's unusual here. Because it doesn't go all the way down. I guess because of the mosaic. That's interesting. Huh. That's really cool. I love mosaic.
I still prefer Fair Isle.
Oh, sure.
And stranded, but yeah. There we go.
Very cool.
But that's why I didn't want to tell Mom I wanted to see the reaction on the podcast, because I've always told her I wouldn't do mosaic.
Yeah, we had a conversation about that just the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. Do you have an FO?
I do. Hold on.
What is it? Is it more of your back? Okay, let me do mine first. I finished, as you saw, I had another baby hat on the loom. I finished this one. If you're on Instagram, you saw it. So, this is going to Kim. Yes, Kim, I'm starting your hats. This is Kim's. Not for Kim. I don't think it'll fit on her head, but but anyway. So this is going to Kim. Little baby hat. That's all I have.
Okay, so I do have one. Now Mom can't have it yet. But I mean, I have finished the other brain.
You finished a brain?
Linda Moss. I finished the other Linda Moss. That's why I had to start my St. Cuthbert's hat, because I finished my Linda Moss line, which is in wardrobe for Mom. So this is Mom's yarn. Knitted for her per her request, because she realized she wasn't going to knit it.
It's my birthday gift.
Yes, it's her birthday gift, because I'm still not yet back at work. So I blocked it as a tam for her. And yeah.
Very pretty. I like it.
I've always liked this.
Doesn't it look like Wedgwood? It's so pretty.
So, and this is Bare Necessities and Forever Blue Jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna put this back over here.
Thank you.
Because she doesn't get to have it yet.
Okay.
Shop.
All right. Thank you very, very much, everybody who... I sold out of my mystery skeins 2 or 3 times. I have my last wave in the shop now. I think I have 3 skeins left. I think I have a DK Sparkle in there, and a long sport, and a 50-gram sport in there. If anybody is interested, once they sell or a suitable time has gone past, I will pull for that prize of the bag. A percentage of all those, you guys were awesome. Honestly, I can't tell you how grateful we are.
Yes, thank you.
That a percentage of that money is going toward Talia, and it's going to be much more than I expected. So, thank you very much for your generosity. You guys are absolutely amazing.
Yes, thank you.
And I do have, if you are interested, I do have, as I said, a sport, was a long sport, which is slightly thinner. And
I've used it with fingering weight yarn before.
Yeah, and that's 328 yards, that particular skein. I have a 50-gram sport, which is 200 yards. And then I have a Sparkle DK, which I think is 231 yards. So those are my last ones. When they go, I'll close up the mystery skein sale, and I will pull for the prize for whoever it is that gets that lovely bag from Anne that she made for us and that Davina did the artwork for. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now I do have yarn that's still sitting in bags that I showed you before that's going to go up in the shop proper, and then I have these 2 that I did this week. Obviously I can't show the mystery skeins because the mystery. So okay, so I have, this one is Professor Plum Deluxe, and it's the DK Stardust, and you can see that there's a lot of,
I don't remember it having quite that much variation. I guess it did.
oh yeah, it does. So that's that. And so you can see it's got some variation, but it's not. It's more of an ombre than it is a variegated. There's the word. More of an ombre, semi-solid, whatever you want to call it. I like this. It's really pretty. It's a plum color. That's, you know, it was made for one of my years that I did a yarn based on tea for Plum Deluxe.
It was the 2nd or 3rd year.
Yeah. So
I think it might have been the 3rd year.
it might have been.
Because you had the original one, then you had the revised one, and then you had this one.
And Happy Mail.
Oh, you're right. You know, the one I was thinking of was Happy Mail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love Happy Mail. This one's good. Happy Mail is the one that I love.
Okay, and this one is a DK. It's called Entwives Variant, and this has 246 yards. That one has 231. This has 246. And this is Entwives Variant. This is another ombre, or semi-solid, or what do you want to call this, I guess. It's really pretty. I don't know if you can see it. It's not doing justice. I hope to have some more of my Darkwood Forest in later on, but I have to determine the actual, what do you call it? The actual ratio. So, but this is Entwives Variant. And it's kind of between my Entwives and my Darkwood Forest. This would be really pretty in an accessory of some kind. Or it's a turtle shell. So that's that. Those are going into the shop as soon as I can get pictures of this and the other ones that I have waiting to go into the shop. So that's that. I'm a little sparse in the shop, but I do have about 11 skeins of yarn or 10 skeins of yarn to put into the shop once I get pictures taken. So keep your eyes open. I'm going to start putting in Valentine colorways if I can get myself in gear to do some yarn dyeing. Sorry, guys. It's probably my parents.
Well,
Call from Smyrna, DD.
I was going to say, it's not them because I texted them and they had...
And I talked to them yesterday, so
Call
I'm
from
supposed to talk to them
Smyrna,
tonight.
DD.
I apologize, guys. Oh, my husband picked it up. Thank God. Yay for Daddy. Okay, so anyway, I forget what I was saying.
Shop.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot in there right now, but there will be stuff upcoming, and I hope to be dyeing... Oh, Valentine colorways.
Yeah.
I hope to be dyeing some Valentine colorways. I think Candy Hearts will be making a reappearance, and I don't have a whole lot of Valentine colorways because I was really rushed last year, but I hope to get a few more in this time around. And maybe start putting in some of the autism awareness colorways as well. So we will see how that goes.
So before, I guess we're on stash enhancements.
Yes.
And you don't have any, right?
No, I don't.
So before I go into the physical things that are here, I'm going to go into some of the digital things. So first things first, I got several books. Let me find the picture of all three of them. I'll throw them together. One was about praying layers of the hours. One is called The Essential Guide to Color Knitting Techniques by Margaret Radcliffe. And I'm just going to show you the... Well, it's not going to show very well. No, it's too blown out.
Yeah,
So
it's too, the light.
I'm not going to bother showing it to you guys, but the other ones are, I have one that is about Scandinavian color work. I posted a picture on Instagram with all the titles, with all the pictures on it, and it goes through some history of Scandinavian about this museum, and the patterns are based on what's in the museum. So it's not just color work; it's other patterns as well. And then the last one is called Traditional Fair Isle Knitting by Sheila Mcgregor, and it talks about knitting from like the Shetland Islands and from the Fair Isles. So that's more of an English tradition versus purely Scandinavian tradition. Or British, because I guess the Shetland Isles are more connected to, I think they said Scotland?
I don't know.
I haven't read very far in the book yet. But there's that. And then let me pull up Google Drive because I did get some patterns. Let me go to home. This is Season Tweetings. Oh, you can't tell. Let me see if I can take care of the brightness on my screen. That might help. Because that's really annoying.
You can't show it on your Kindle? Or your
It's the same. It's going to be the same. It's still screen if it's...
But you might be able to do the lighting better on it.
Well, I can control the lighting on this. Control center. General. Let's see. Alright, let's see. There it is. Okay. That might help. Okay. Because I turned it on bright because I was watching something that was dark. There we go. That's a little better. So it's little birds. They're ornaments with color work. Uptown Holiday Tree Skirt. It's a colorwork tree skirt. And it looks like it's probably got steeking.
Oh, I don't like steeking. That scares the heck out of me.
I haven't done that yet. It's been my goal. My goal was to do it like last year, the year before, but then I got sick. This is the one that made me want to learn mosaic. This is the bread warmer.
thing, yeah.
So,
excuse me.
It's a bunch of seed stitch, and it's got a mosaic edging. I'm thinking of doing similar colors too, because that's
awfully pretty.
It's colors of our kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, look, Mom also has, you have this little section here. I guess it's supposed to be underneath the bread.
Right.
To keep it particularly warm. And we make so much bread.
Yeah.
That when I saw that, I was like, well, I gotta make that.
It's brilliant. I like the pattern. I like the colors. It's kind of reminiscent of the hat you just made.
Yeah, I'll have to check and see exactly what colors those are, because I'll get the same one because it's a linen and cotton. And
I wonder if that wicks away moisture.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't want to mess with their
because the linen
cotton shade.
Linen. There's a reason they wear linen in the hot country.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't want to mess with. They chose a particular yarn with particular content for probably a reason. Mm-hmm. So I'll go with what Knit Picks calls for. And Knit Picks is usually inexpensive anyway.
Yeah.
This one, like I said, this is Byzantine dishcloth. It's free.
Is that the one you're working on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this also free. They had a couple of other color work washcloths. They're round. The gems hats, just a bunch of color work things. Oh, this is what took me to Knit Picks site originally. This was posted in my Colorworks group.
Okay.
It's Illuminated Lines. And So the first pattern is not what drew me to it. I'll show you the one that drew me to it later. This bag, you can change the initial on the front.
Beautiful.
And it tells you how to line it.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
So you could have it like a T or an M or whatever.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then the back has like all the chains and stuff in the back. That's the back.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Is that regular color work?
yes. Then the cable pullover.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's a really pretty ebook. It's called the Galloway pullover. Now you can buy these patterns singly as well, but when I liked so many of the ones in the ebook, I'm like, I might as well get this.
Well,
one's
it's
really
cheaper
pretty.
that way. I like that. That's pretty.
This one too, and this is the Circlet Cardigan. I mean, I haven't seen a pattern yet in here that I don't like. This one's gorgeous. I don't know that I necessarily would make it. It's the glass knot Afghan. My history of finishing blankets is not great so far. Oh, this hat is really lovely. The Monument Tam.
Oh, that's pretty. That's your color, sort of. You put an orange or red in there.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one that made me go after this ebook, though. Someone had finished this. It's fingering weight yarn, but someone finished this on my color work group, and I saw it's like, oh my gosh, I have to have this pattern. And when I saw his knit picks, and fairly inexpensive.
Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty.
And then when I fell in love with everything else in there, and that pattern in the center goes to the back as well.
Oh, that's nice.
It's just really pretty. Yeah, here's the back of it.
Oh, that's really pretty. You said it's fingering weight?
Yeah.
I wonder if instead of having Mrs. Helm do my Groot,
Mm-hmm.
how much yardage does that take?
It's, let's see. Yarn, well, it depends on the size. It's using palette, which is 231 yards, and let's see, you usually, say you went with a 36 instead of a 32 because you wanted
Right, a little room.
more room. It would be 6 skeins of the 231 yards
So
of the
about-
main color, and then 4 skeins of the secondary.
Oh, so there's 2 colors in there. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
because of course it's color work.
Yeah, because I'm still trying to figure out, I was going to have her do the group pattern for me, but I'm not quite sure because I have that.
Now, if you do something like that, you need to make sure you wear an undershirt so you don't get sweaty.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because it would be horrible to make something like that
Yeah.
and then have the underarms.
Well, you have to take care of it.
So, yes, I absolutely fell in love
That's
with
gorgeous.
that. It's one of those goals, and actually, that might be the first color sweater I decided to, because there's no steeking.
You know what I could do with that, Taya? Is I've got the that gray over there. It would end up being most of the colors with blue, like a dark blue or something.
Yeah,
I could dye up the blue.
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Yes, she bought the pattern, but I'm thinking about having someone make it for me.
Another free pattern, ice crystal face cloth,
Oh, that's pretty.
and that's normal color work.
Okay. I don't know why that wouldn't be able to be done in mosaic.
Mosaic does have a slightly different texture, though.
Yeah, it does.
As you can see with that, it has different raising, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a different feel to it. I think that might be all the ones that I had picked up at that from there. I had picked up a bunch more from Lovecrafts, because I had a Lovecrafts coupon. Most of them were hats and things like that. But I'd have to go and look for all of them. Those are the ones that are easy to access. But now I can go on to the physical. Because I had a birthday after the last podcast.
Thank you to everybody who wished
Yes,
her happy
thank you.
birthday.
So, well, these are already out. My scarves that I wear these against my neck when I have my brace on. Actually, it feels really nice against my scar right now.
I'll leave it on then.
Oh, that's true. Sometimes it itches. Sometimes I don't want it on there when I don't have it on, but sometimes it's nice.
What
'cause
itches?
it's cool.
The scarf or the...
The scarf against the...
Yeah.
If I'm having a particularly itchy day for whatever
Right.
reason. But right now it's a little cool on there, so that's nice. Then this one's got flowers and black roses. So that's really pretty. I needed more colors, so Davina got me a bunch of colors. This is a repeat of my red one because that one got kind of torn up because I wear my other one at night, folded over so it doesn't, I don't accidentally strangle myself, but it gets caught in the Velcro sometimes when I wake up. When I wear it during the day, it doesn't get caught in the Velcro. So there is another red one. This color, it's light brown.
Copper.
Ooh, I need to wear this one pretty soon. This one's got green, brown, and
That
like a
was pretty,
gold
yeah.
color.
That's pretty.
Now I can wear more different color clothes. Here's a blue one.
I like this one too.
And this one's really pretty green. Because for a while I was kind of limited on what I could wear with my...
You had like 7 of them that we got you.
Yeah. And now I can wear basically whatever I want while still having a scarf. Because I don't always wear the scarf after I take off the brace. But I like to have the option to do so and not look like I'm completely clashing. So, birthday gift. Oh, hang on. Here's another one. It got hidden. This one's brown and gold. Actually, I need to wear this one with my browns at some point because that'll go very nicely. Some more of the Classic Wisdom series. This is Peace and Prayer with Teresa of Avila. I'm looking forward to this one. Way of Wonder, G.K. Chesterton. He's just fun to read. Anyway, he's got a way of words. Solace and Suffering, Thomas à Kempis. And let's see. Okay. And the rest are yarns. So, and I do have yarns coming in that I got with my gift card, and I have stitch markers coming in that I got with my gift card. So these are Cloudborn, Alpaca Silk Wool Worsted, Dark Teal, Cardinal, and Natural. So I had to figure out what I'm going to do with this.
It's really pretty.
I think it has to be something around the neck.
Yeah, it's got silk in it.
I think I picked up from Knit Picks, or I have in my Knit Picks wish list. I have to see the weight of it. It's a scarf. That's color work.
Okay.
But it might only be 2 colors, in which case that wouldn't work. Then, Mom had also got me some Miss Babs singles. Not singles, minis. So, this is Goldenrod. And this is Yowza. Fraser.
It's like 200 yards or something.
It is 200 yards. And Dutch Iris one. So the nice thing about doing her 200 yards ones, say you know you need some of her Yowza, but you don't want to get 560 yards, which is quite expensive. I mean,
It's worth it.
it's worth it, but if you don't have the spare cash, her 200 yard ones, which is close to what you might get for this weight normally.
Yeah, usually worsted's about 220 yards or something.
And this is a light worsted DK.
Okay, so that's usually probably about 247.
So this is 200 yards for $19, which is not a bad deal, and you get a decent amount of yarn for that. And since my plan would be to use this for color work, this will last me a little while.
Well, even if you use it for fingerless mitts or something, you should be able to get fingerless mitts
No,
out of
you're
it.
right. You
know,
should be
right?
able
I
to.
mean, you should.
Yeah,
be
oh
able
yeah,
to.
definitely.
Yeah.
So it's flexible. It allows you to try the yarn without necessarily having to commit to a big skein. And I could see myself mostly buying her minis now.
Me too.
Unless I know that I need a bigger skein because it's more cost effective.
Well, I like to, like, there's yarns in there that I want to try, and I love Yowza. Yowza's my favorite of her yarns, but I can't always justify getting a big skein. So if I want to try, to try a color out and decide, oh, I don't really want to use that, or I don't know what I'm going to use that for, I would rather get the 200 yarders, and I can find something to use that for.
Now, that being said, if I'm to pick up more squash blossom
Or slate.
or slate, probably going with the bigger skein would be better because
Yeah.
we tend to use it a lot.
Right. The other one is Zing.
Yes, we do use a lot of zinc. But okay, that is all the enhancements.
I'm going to finish my...
I have still been, I'm going to go into like reading and stuff since I'll give you a chance to
Okay.
finish that. Still been doing Curiosity Stream. They had a few Sherlock Holmes documentaries, Arthur Conan Doyle's documentaries. First one reviewed from the time that Arthur Conan Doyle started writing Sherlock Holmes to the point where Conan Doyle passed, and he's being remembered for Sherlock Holmes instead of for his other works. Is really what he wanted to be remembered for. that one was called Sherlock Holmes versus Arthur Conan Doyle. And at the end, they basically determined that Sherlock Holmes won because they showed a picture of Arthur Conan Doyle's grave, and it had a pipe rested there. Like, that's how people do homage to Conan Doyle.
That's pretty funny.
But then the second documentary talks about the effect that character has had on real world, which is got people thinking the way forensics, and some people, like the guy who did start doing the pioneering of forensics in France, the guy, his first thing was, and I learned about him independently. I forget where I first heard about him. Probably a podcast, or might have even been when I was doing a lot of the great courses. This guy used to do it by measurements first, because they didn't have fingerprinting at first.
What by measurements?
Determine criminals from one from another. So you would want to measure them. You want to do the circumference of the head. Mm-hmm. But he was highly influenced by Holmes. He was one of the first ones who was beyond, okay, we need to look at data. Mm-hmm. It went from that to the fingerprinting, mm-hmm. which Holmes talks about but wasn't a thing when Conan Doyle was writing.
Right.
So things like that. And they're talking about his effect on things like going undercover, his effect on things like space travel. That mostly has to do with the scientific clinical mind, which it was still a fairly new concept that was something that was, oh yeah, this could be important. So talking about how he's influential in that way. And then the third documentary goes into Conan Doyle's early life and how that affected the Sherlock Holmes character.
Right.
Now, because I was watching all those, I already had some audiobooks of Sherlock Holmes, so I started listening to those, because you can't go and watch 3 documentaries in Sherlock Holmes and then not want to revisit the books, yes? So I finished studying Scarlet. I don't think the Big Four was usually immediately after, because I think another one was traditionally, but that's the next one they have. I thought Red-Headed League was before the Sign of Four. But
I don't know. I've been listening to them out of order, so I don't know.
So, because I think the Sign of Four is where he meets Mary.
Okay. Is that early?
That's what I'm saying. I think that book's later.
Yeah.
I think that they're doing it out of order.
Yeah, they might be, because I don't think he met Mary that early.
Because they just showed someone in, and her name is Mary.
Well, it might not be her.
It might not be her, but it feels like it's... I might be wrong, but it feels like it's later, simply because he says he's been there for years.
Right. Well, that's a clue, but just because someone's named Mary...
No. It was just... I first took in, he's been there for years.
Right.
Then they're mentioning Mary. And...
Excuse me.
I think as Arthur Conan Doyle got later, he would sometimes mix up his details, because in the study in Scarlet, Watson was injured in the shoulder. Mm-hmm. In this one, it mentions a leg injury, and he limps. Now, he could have had both, but both of them are mentioned as being gunshot wounds. Mm.
Well, it could have been. It was in the war, so...
Right.
And he had to recuperate. That's why he...
Well, he recuperated because he had the gunshot wound to the arm, and then he got fever when he was over in Afghanistan. But I know that there was a little bit of inconsistency with Watson's injury. Now, there could have been 2 injuries, but that was not the one that put him over. So, I mean, I'm not sure where this one falls in the continuity. But yeah, that's what I've been reading. Mm-hmm. I have been actually reading some of the books that Mom and Dad got me for my birthday, but I haven't gotten very far because it's hard to do color work and read at the same time.
Okay, so where are we at?
That leads us on to...
I guess my reading.
Your reading and then life stuff.
Okay, I finished reading finally. It doesn't usually take me this long. Where is it? Spectre of the Future by Timothy Zahn, which I really enjoyed, and I pulled up the new one by Patrick Carr. I forget what it's called. Last Magi, I think is what it's called. I'm going to start reading that. And then I saw my Amazon came up Timothy Zahn with, I looked like Mara and Luke were married for about 3 years. And I don't know if I already have it or not. They're going out to the unknown zone, I guess, unknown area.
I haven't read that one because I haven't read a lot of them past the point that they got married.
Oh, okay. So this is Timothy Zahn, and I want to read that
Has
as
it
well.
come up on my stuff? Because I actually follow him on Amazon. That's weird.
So do I.
Because I own almost all of his books.
Well, this one...
Actually, I thought I owned all his books.
This one... I forget what it's called because I just saw it briefly, so I don't know what it's... I could show you.
Yeah, when you see it again, could you send it? I thought I owned all his books.
Yeah, it's got a picture of him and Mara on the front.
Okay.
And
I know there's one that he's done a couple prequels for Mara.
No, they're married.
Okay.
They've been married for about 3 years.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, and I thought I owned all Timothy Zahn's books. I'm kind of proprietary about that.
Yeah, I like.
I haven't read all. I read most of them. But there's a couple of Star Wars ones I haven't read.
Right. Well, I
and there's a couple of his non-Star Wars ones that I've read once and haven't read again. Sorry, Davina was going to interrupt.
I haven't read all of his. I don't have all of his yet, but I'm making my way through them, and because I have a couple of authors that I really like, so he kind of has to be in the shuffle with Patrick Carr, who I read everything except for this new one, and Terry Brooks. And a couple other people like that. Of course, I love Tolkien and I love Lewis, and Chesterton. But
well, it was funny. Timothy Zahn I got introduced to as a Star Wars author,
right?
But after I read Angel Mass, I've read, like I said, almost all, if not all, of his.
I didn't get through Angel Mass.
Angel Mass is one of his more technical ones. The one I really think you would love is the Quadrail series.
Yeah.
It's first person.
I like that. I like
that's a little bit unusual, and it's got an interesting idea. And there's a character I really think you'd like.
Is that the one with the snake?
No, that is a different one you're thinking.
I like that.
That one was good too. Is also another first person. That was only a single book.
Oh, was it? I thought there was more than one.
Oh no, you're thinking. I'm sorry. That it wasn't a snake. It was a dragon.
Oh, dragon.
That was not first person. That was Jack, and I think the dragon's name was actually Draco. He was a
yes.
He was a soul. He was a warrior, a Kadri warrior, something like that. Yeah. He was a tattoo. But for this,
he could.
It was a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah. I like that. I have to go back and read that.
That one was good. I don't think I've actually finished that series.
I haven't.
Dragon and Thief is a series. Jack is the kid's name.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one that I tried to introduce you to, and I don't know that you ever finished it. It was one of his ones that's first person, but it was just one book. Because I've tried to get you to read him a couple of times. Actually, it's easier to find my Zahn books in here because I have them all in categories. Kindle. Oh, you know what? There might all be in category. Sort. Collections. There we go.
Because I have quite a few of his books, but not a whole ton.
That's right. I have. No, great. And by author. There we go. That's what I normally do. Well, I think I counted. I have double digits for Zahn. I had to go down to the bottom because he's Z.
Because you just reverse the alphabetical order?
I could, but I'm already down at the bottom. The one that I tried to get you to read, but I don't think you ever finished it, was, hold on. Not that one. Icarus Hunt? I think it might have been Icarus
Hunt, yes.
And that one's also first person.
I think I started, but the problem was it was before I got my Kindle and I had limited time to read.
Mm-hmm.
Or I wasn't reading a lot on the Kindle yet, so if I had to go to, I couldn't find time. If I had found myself going to bed where I can read a Kindle at night because I don't need the light to keep my husband up, then I wasn't able to read the book.
Yeah, Icarus Hunt was my first one that I read of his. It was first person. But probably my favorite series of his, my favorite books of his, the ones I read over and over, are the Quadrail series.
I have to read those.
It's a really interesting concept. It's first person.
Which is hard to write well.
And he writes it well. And it's a nice mixture of sci-fi. He's a sci-fi writer, but he has the fantasy writer's tendency to write from a character perspective. I don't mean like a high fantasy, because high fantasy tends to be... You have to watch high fantasy, because high fantasy can almost pull away from the characters sometimes, because they get caught up in the world. But he doesn't... He has the more the tendency to focus on characters.
He's character-driven.
He's very character-driven. He's a very good author. I really enjoy him. Like I said, I have almost all of his books, if not all of his Kindle books. I go through what he has available on Amazon and check if I have it. So I should have everything, which is why it bothers me that you found a Star Wars book that he written that I don't have.
I bet you know what it is. Okay,
Doesn't
moving on.
sound familiar.
Moving on. I think we're getting into life stuff. So we want to say, if you don't want to listen to the life stuff, the medical and the house and that kind of stuff, we're going to say goodbye to you here. But before you leave, we want to thank the YouTube commenters, Pat, Brittany, that's 2 people, LS Crafts, Crafting Trooper, Gail, Joan, June, Fiber Hermit, Chronically Crocheting, Nitty Girl 1, Rena, Looney Hiker, and Catherine. Thank you for commenting. I think I got everybody from YouTube and answered them. If not, it's because when I came to record, you weren't there. And I also answered everybody on the PHN home. Thank you for commenting. I think it was Stephanie and I think Linnea might have been there, and one other person. I think I got all of them. Thank you for your comments. They always mean a lot to us, and we try to get to them before the podcast the following week. We don't always succeed, but we do try. I always appreciate your comments and your support and good wishes. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I already mentioned shops. I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to think. There's something I feel like I'm missing, but I'm just going to say that we're probably podcasting next Saturday. We might have an odd schedule for a little bit as Talia's PT appointments.
Yeah, my PT has made Saturday available, and we took a Saturday date, the second Saturday in February.
So in order to get into the schedule, and when she's into the schedule, we're hoping that she can get back during the week, so it won't impact our podcast. We'll tell you more about that later.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we're going to say goodbye to all of you who don't want to listen to medical and all that kind of stuff. And we look forward to. We wish you a very blessed week, full of every good thing, and we hope to see you back for the Fun in the Womb Cave next week. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
So I mean, hopefully I'm to start back work gradually, and I think I mentioned this last week. The first Monday in February. I haven't heard back from my work yet. Saw physical therapy this past week, and yeah, I mean, everyone's pretty happy with how things are going. I'm slowly getting some energy back. Mast cell still is an issue, but you know, you live with that and you learn to deal with it. And weather, I definitely feel that coming in.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot in health to update.
Well, that's good. That's good. You said that you might be able to start walking a little bit.
Yeah.
To get her stamina up. Continued prayers would be appreciated to make sure that her work is able to accept the accommodations that she needs for the first month back.
Yeah.
And then, you know, she'll be going back after that. So, that would be helpful and appreciated.
Yes.
But we really don't have a lot to say. Everything seems to be going well. And we're grateful for that. We're grateful for your prayers and your support. Thank you so much for that. You guys are awesome.
Yes.
Best group ever. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else that we really have to say.
No, I don't
there's
think
nothing
so.
for the house.
That Saga decided that the time it needed to happen was during, you know, the most intense period that we had. So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it. So we will see you here next week, hopefully. This is we wish you a very wonderful, wonderful weekend.
And this Thursday, Wednesday's your birthday? Thursday's your birthday.
Thursday.
So Mom has a birthday coming up.
Happy birthday. Thank you.
That's why she can't get her hat right now.
Yeah. So I want to wish you all a very blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy. And we hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 386. And that's a wrap.
Bye.